Well, Glenn Denman here, working on the bus again today. And of course, what else would I be doing except for working on the bus? And today I am going from this door to this door. I got this door for free at a bus yard locally down the road. And so anyway, so that's what today's video is on, changing out these doors, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Hi, my name's Glenn, this is Karen, my wife, and this is our bus. Anyway, so today I am replacing a bay door on my bus. I picked up a free door here, and this door here came off of a similar bus. Trouble is, it has a little bit of blue, I think that's just vinyl vinyl sheeting on there, and I should be able to peel that blue part off and hopefully just have a white door. This bumper part is a little bit wider also than the bus, the other door, but I think it'll work out. So when I unbolted the arm off this door, the nuts and everything just fell down inside, and it's hollow in there, and you can't get to them. So I thought it was a little odd that they would have it so where when you pull the bolts out, it just falls in, and it's completely sealed off and you can't get in there. So unless something else is going on there, I have no idea. But the door that I'm replacing is this wheelchair door that has these great big lights, and the handle here is really rusted bad and doesn't work very well. And then this sub door here needs all new gasketing, and it just doesn't have any purpose here as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to replace in this door with that one there. And so this is the arm that I have to bolt onto the new door. And I wanted to wait until I got it far enough to where I figured out it was going to work, obviously, before I start removing this door, because at least I have a door. The problem is also this piano hinge that goes down here is all bolted onto these 1/4 inch bolts all the way down, and this middle piece here on this door has a different layout than the other door. So when I put the other door on, I'll have to flip the piano hinge the other way and install it similar to what it was when it came off the other bus. So I think it'll work, because the distance from the top of the door down to this line here, this edge is where that piano hinge has to sit. Then instead of the bolts being up above, I'll just put bolts in down below in the same line as these. So it should work out as long as I have the piano hinge itself in the exact same spot. So that's what I'm working on. This is a pretty decent door. The gasket's in pretty good shape all the way around, and I got it for free, and so I'm just going to go ahead and install it. I've been wanting to do something with that door anyway for quite some time. So what I'm doing here is I've just welded up some pieces here that I'm going to I just welded this up here. Again, I've had this piece here that was left over, I think, from the destination sign on the bus, and I always save this kind of steel. So it already has a weld nut on it, and so I took and drilled a hole and welded another nut, and I'm going to cut this out here. So it's about 2 and 3 inches by 1.5 inches or whatever. So I have these 2 nuts welded in place. Then I'm going to take that piece, and I'm going to insert it. I'm going to insert it into this door back behind here, and then just fix it in place somehow. I could even fill it full of spray foam or something just to hold it long enough to get the bolts started on the arm that attaches to this part of it. So anyway, that way just I'll have the nuts that'll be stationary in there instead of just 2 loose nuts that can just fall down. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on, and we'll see how that goes. So Okay, so I've cut this piece here, and please do not judge my welding. This is pretty sloppy, but all I want to do is get that nut on there good enough just until I can get this tightened up inside. So I'm going to mount this. I'm going to get this inside here somehow, figure it out here. I'll cut a hole or cut a bigger hole or whatever. Get it in behind there and either spray foam it in or just enough to hold it in place long enough to be able to get a couple of bolts in there for the bracket that mounts there. Okay, so I've got the plates installed. I even put a bunch of silicone in there just to kind of hold everything still, but I was able to also go ahead and put some screws into the plate to hold it there next to where the brass piece will mount. And I've got the old door is now unbolted. What I ended up doing is I tied down the bar because it's spring loaded with those cables. So I tied that down on both sides, and I unscrewed all the bolts on the hinge that was holding it on, and then I was able to pretty much drop the door down and then take the last bolts out of here and drop the whole thing off. So I see now that I'm looking at it here, when I reverse this hinge, it's going to be, it's not going to be correct. So I may have to take this entire hinge off, flip it around, and put it back on. I'll be monkeying with that, I can see now, for a little while yet, figuring out what I'm going to do with this piano hinge. Maybe I'll just get a new hinge and rivet it on there. I think I'm going to have to do that. So we'll see how that goes. So I've got the piano hinge. I took it off, cleaned it up, flipped it over so that the hinge will go downwards instead of upwards like it did on the other door, and put it back on. Now it looks kind of junky. I probably could have just got a new hinge and put on there, but it's a stainless steel hinge and it's got a few little issues, but it's nothing that I can't just put new holes, new screws, whatever. I put more rivets in it than what I drilled out. There's a few here that the holes were really big for some reason, because I only used a 3/16 inch drill bit. I filled this full of pop rivets, and I put silicone in between the two, which just keeps it from vibrating and moving around, and as it's opening and closing. And it's not like it's something that's going to be open and closed 5 million times, so it should work pretty good. And so when I attach it to the door, I'm going to go ahead and put a bead of silicone along here as well, and screw it to the door. So when I took this hinge off, it had some kind of sticky tape in between there, which tells me that from the factory, it looks like they probably did a similar thing to what I did with the silicone. It's just an anti-vibration measure. So as you're opening and closing it, the hinge won't just kind of move around, and so the rivets should stay locked pretty tight for years to come. So we'll see how the rest of the installation goes. Please don't laugh at my methods. This door is the correct door for this placement because it has the spot for the light. So there's a side blinking light here that'll mount back here again. And I think I'll be able to take this vinyl wrap, this blue part off, leave the rest white for now. And then this part here I'll have to do something else with. It's different. So it really won't work to take the other one off the other door because it has that door in the middle that's broken up. So anyway, it'll be fine for now. What I'll do is I'll just put a screw on each end and just see how this works. This isn't stationary here, so the door can slide one way or another. So this panel here must be what keeps it centered. So this will take a little bit to figure out. Also, I'm going to use self-tapping screws here. I'm going to go into the original holes, and these are kind of a larger self-tapper. The original ones were self-tapping anyway, they were just more of a fine thread. So I'm going to try that, see how it works. I think I'll be pretty lucky if it lines up the first time. It looks like that's going to work really good. I can tell I need to adjust it. Not too bad. So now I'll take this off, put some silicone behind it, and put it back. Should be able to lay this back on the vacuum again. Now I took my safety strings off. The weight of the door should keep it from flopping up in the air too much. Okay, so just to finish up this video on this door install, came out pretty good. I was able to peel the vinyl off, and came off in pretty good sized chunks there. And I got to clean up this mess yet, but I was able to get the vinyl off. You can see where it was up here and down here, and apparently when they put it on, they take a razor blade and they cut it so the paint's cut, but it doesn't matter. And you know, if I had it to do over again, I'd have got a door that didn't have any hole. I could have just as easily got one like that, because this hole's kind of corroded out a little bit, and then it's a different shape and size of a hole than what I need. The light fits inside this, so it'll go on here. So I'll just have to maybe put it up high to cover most of that, and then I'll just make something for the bottom. Either that, or I'll just make a backing plate for the whole thing, and just attach it right on, seal it up real nice. But other than that, this came out pretty well. I'm pretty excited about it. A few more adjustments to make on it, but it works really well for now. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves.